and the primary sample unit is the household size. If you look at the formula, we can see the parameters that are z square, which is the critical value, prevalence indicator, def, which is design effect, e, margin of error, pb, target population, hh, household size, rr, response rates. So now let's discuss each parameter one by one. Okay, in the next slide, here we can see the z square. Z square is the critical region. The sample size is calculated based on the certain critical regions. If we see the table below, we can see for the z values, if it's 1%, like it's a 10% margin of error, confidence interval, the z value is 2.58, and for the 5% is 1.96, and for the 10% is 1.964. This is basically depends upon the confidence interval determination, like which confidence interval we are interested in. Is basically the population of proportion of that particular for that particular study. For example, if the study is focused on the unemployment of particular country or region, then R would be the value of unemployment that country has published recently. For instance, in Pakistan, the unemployment rate in Pakistan is around 6.42 as per 2022 survey. So in this formula, if we are going to calculate the sample size for the prevalence factor, we will use the value 6.42. Similarly, the second parameter is design effect. Design effect is used in the case when the sampling technique is used other than the random sampling. We know that there are sampling techniques like simple random sampling, cluster sampling, stratified sampling. So in the case when there is cluster sampling or the stratified random sampling, in that case we will use design effect. As a rule of thumb, the value for design effect is kept 2, and then the margin of error is basically is calculated. It is a formula that is some in other videos I have explained how to calculate the margin of error, but here in this case we are capturing the margin of error at 5% level of confidence. This is important indicator, that is PB, or called the target population. This is basically calculated using age ratio. For example, if we are interested in the unemployment rate, or the survey is based on the unemployment, then based upon the total population, let's say total population is 23 crore, and total population between age 18 to 45, let's say we assume it is about 10 crore. So PB will be calculated like this. PB is equals to this target population divided by total population. So it is around 0.0 works. And then the household size is again a national figure. We can take this figure from surveys which have been conducted previously, like it can be collected from the census data, the national census data, or any other survey. In Pakistan, the household sample size is 6, which is obtained from the recent 2023 census. The last is the response rate. This is basically like in the survey, we consider that how many questionnaire we will send to the respondents, and out of the total how many respond to the questionnaires. For example, if we are conducting a sensitive survey which is about sex ratio, terrorism, etc., then the response rate is usually kept below 50%. But if we are interested to conduct a survey which is on poverty, unemployment, etc., which are common topics, in that case the response rate is kept above 95%. which is 0.642 I have taken from the national survey, and def is design effect, margin of error is 5%, PB is 0.30. This is basically calculated based upon the total population. Let's say total population is 23 crore, and total population between age 18 to 45, let's say we assume it is about 10 crore. So PB will be calculated like this. PB is equals to this target population divided by total population. So it is around 0.04. So this is the formula, that Z square into R into 1 minus R into design effect, and this is the margin of error, then PB, and then household size, and then RR. Here we can put the values one by one. You can see like I have put the values of Z square, which is here, and then I have put R value, which is this 0.642, and then 1 minus R, and then design effect. And here I'm gonna take all the values. Margin of error 0.05 into 0.05 and then is the square of the margin of error, and the PB is 0.04. So here we're gonna add the PB value, which we missed here as the PB value. So now this is the population, this is the sample size. It's a large sample size, around 10 lake or 13 lake household. Like this survey will be conducted country wise, and the sample size we calculated based upon this parameter is around 10 lake household will be targeted in this study. So if based upon these parameters, like if you change the parameter 0.64 to 0.50, usually if we don't know the exact value of this prevalence, we take it to this value, and the PB is based upon the calculation that I have shown here. In this video, along with this video tutorial, I'm going to share this Excel based calculation formula and this all, and you can just put your values here, and then you can get your formula. So this formula is being used at Bureau of Statistics Pakistan and Bureau of Statistics Australia and US. I hope this video tutorial will be helpful in determination of sample size for the household survey. And if there is any question related to this, kindly inbox me or chat or comment. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe for more videos and updates. Thank you.